Hello, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier, and welcome to Kaleidoscope, your guide to the cultural arts in Harford County. The arts continue to thrive in our community, and here on Kaleidoscope, we keep you up to date on what's happening by highlighting local artists, featuring the latest arts events, and talking with event organizers. Let's get started. The first Upper Chesapeake Bay Pride Festival event will be a celebration of lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer culture. With me to tell us all about it is Delane Lewis, president of Together We Will, Harford County, Upper Chesapeake. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How exciting this is. It's going to be a wonderful afternoon.
Yeah. Yes, we are really thrilled.
Yeah, wonderful and also enlightening for lots of folks.
I hope so.
Yeah, so speaking of enlightening, tell me a little bit about your group because you're a relatively newly formed
We are. We've been around about 2 years, and we are very social and racial justice education and action focused.
Okay.
And
so you embrace many different issues.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
We've done a lot on education itself, holding town halls on disrupting the school-to-prison pipeline. We've hosted a human trafficking event with some other co-sponsors, and we've just been very active on a lot of social and racial justice issues.
What kind of reception are you getting from the community, would you say?
I have to say it's been overwhelmingly positive, and we're really thrilled with the support that we're getting for the Pride event.
Okay, so now you've decided to partner with another organization called PFLAG. Tell me a little bit about that organization.
So PFLAG is Parents and Friends of Lesbian and Gays, and they are a great resource. This is PFLAG of Bel Air.
Okay.
And they are a great resource here in the Harford and Cecil County area. They are the only organization in the region. I don't believe there's anything actually in Cecil County. So they're a great resource for parents and families, and we're really thrilled to be working with them on this event.
Okay, so the event, let's talk a little bit about the event. It's going to be held on June
22nd, Saturday,
okay.
From 3 to 7.
All right.
Concord Lighthouse Park in Havre de Grace.
Can't find a better spot in this world than right there on the water.
We're thrilled. It's beautiful.
I bet. Yeah. Okay, so what's going to happen at the festival?
Well, it's definitely going to be a festival with, wouldn't be a festival without music and food.
Yeah.
So we will have various food trucks. We've almost locked down all of our food trucks.
That's a big deal now. Food trucks, they become the thing.
Yeah. They're fun, aren't they? 410 Empanadas. We're really excited. They were the first to sign up.
Really? Oh, great.
And definitely we'll have entertainment. We'll have a lot of booth space that we're setting up and can be rented out for vendors, and we're encompassing a lot of different things there.
Right. So you're entertaining, but you're enlightening, you're educating, you're connecting people too, right?
I think that is really the primary focus of this event, is to really help connect the LGBTQ plus community in our region and to each other and to the allies that they have.
Right. So tell me a little bit, are you looking also for people to get more involved in your organization, in PFLAG? I mean, what else can be done? The festival's a wonderful idea, but it's a one-day event.
Right.
And I'm sure that your outreach, you want to keep this momentum going. So.
Absolutely. TWW is kind of our nickname. Always looking for people who are interested in these issues and supportive to come and join us. PFLAG as well. And there is also an organization, a rainbow group for children and young adults who identify as LGBTQ in the area.
Right.
So we just definitely want to get the word out that there are resources for people, and that will be part of what's happening at the festival also, really connecting people in the community to resources and their allies.
Which is really important because sometimes people don't know about these resources.
Absolutely.
And it can make a big difference to have that support. Now, speaking of support and community involvement, St. John's Episcopal also is a part sponsor, are they not, of the festival?
Yes, they are one of our sponsors. We were thrilled to have them because they are a local Havre de Grace church, and so their support was really critical to the success of our application in Havre de Grace.
Okay.
And so we're deeply grateful for them to joining with us.
Terrific. So you've been doing this now you've been involved in this, or I guess you were one of the founders of this organization, right? Or maybe the founder, I guess. Yeah. What are you finding to be some of the bigger challenges in your work and in your outreach to the community?
Well, definitely, as I said, we're very education and action focused, but it starts with education. So we really work a lot on, we've held seminars on unconscious bias, as I've said, the disrupting the school to prison pipeline, and we have been advocating at every single Board of Education meeting for over a year on the issue of restorative practices in the school system.
Okay, and then I asked you before we came on air what restorative practices means, but for
Right.
some of our viewers, I'd love if you just take the time, we have the time, to
Yes.
just explain what that is.
Sure. Well, it is, I think it's a really wonderful system to handle discipline issues.
Okay.
Because children of color are disciplined at 30% more than white
Really?
children in this community. So it is a problem. And that then leads to this school to prison pipeline that we're talking
see.
about. So this is one of the ways in which we can disrupt it, but it doesn't just help children of color. It helps the LGBTQ community, children with disabilities who are also tend to be disciplined at higher rates than other
Right.
children in the population.
Right.
And so it's about building empathy, it's about understanding the context in which the action happened, so that you can try to problem solve instead of just punish.
Right. Well, Delaney, thank you so much for being here tonight. It's about all the good work you and your organizations are doing, and we encourage everyone to come out to the festival. in
Yes,
June.
it's
All
going to
right.
be awesome. Thank you so much.
You bet, you
Yeah.
bet. All right, mark your calendar also right now for Saturday, August 3rd. The Havre de Grace Colored School Foundation will be hosting their 3rd annual Arts, Wine, and Jazz Fest. We'll learn all about this special event later on the show, so don't go away. We'll be right back. Harford County Cultural Arts Advisory Board is the official arts council for Harford County. Members are appointed by the Harford County Executive. WHFC 91.1, Harford County's community radio station, provides high-quality, commercial-free, unique music and information programs you can't find anywhere else. Here to tell us about their outreach efforts and an exciting new program for aspiring artists is Matt Terry, Community Outreach Specialist for WHFC. Good to see you.
Thank you. Great to see you too.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We've had the pleasure. We had a couple of minutes to sit here and shoot the breeze, so to speak, about the business. And it's so exciting that you're now, here on a radio station in Harford County. It's a plus for everyone.
Well, thank you. I like to hope that I contribute a few things to it.
I bet. Well, you mentioned to me when we were talking that you think WHFC is the best kept secret in Harford County. So you're here today to make it not so much a secret. Tell me a little bit about the station.
Well, it is kind of the county's best kept secret because there's people who don't even know that we exist.
Yeah.
And one of the good things about WHFC is that it's the only station in the Baltimore metro area that's training its students for live on-air broadcast.
Oh, really? Okay.
And that's kind of a rare thing to be able to give, the kiddies that are, getting reared up into the broadcast world.
I see.
That gives them a real-world experience that it's hard to find anywhere
Well, that's
else.
terrific because the listeners may not know that as much, right? I mean, so it's commercial free, which I happen to love, and the programming that you do is so interesting, very locally based, a lot of it, which is great too.
Yep.
Features. We see a picture right there. You were talking about interns. There's someone from your station who's working with an intern, right?
Yep.
And what is he teaching him there? What's going on?
Well, right there, Jim is showing our intern, Mike, how to operate an on-air board. It's a little bit
It's kind of
different.
complicated.
Well, it can be. On-air boards are a little bit more difficult than your your standard mixing board. You know, they have a few more inputs and outputs. But it's just to help to route signals and route
Right.
broadcasting
Right.
equipment.
So what are some of your favorite shows on the station?
Well, oftentimes I'll find myself doing Jazz in the Morning to
Okay.
cover for my good friend and boss, Gary Helton.
Okay.
That's basically been one of my most favorite shows.
Okay.
We do have the Crossroads, which is an eclectic AAA mix, and that's from 1 to 4.
Okay.
And we always have morning classics from 9 until noon.
Wow.
It's important to to give the public a nice diverse umbrella
Yeah.
of music. It's culturing.
Yeah. My good friend Sheldon Bear, I know, hosts a show for
Yes.
you, right? What's the name of his show? Do you know?
The maestro Sheldon Bear hosts Wednesday morning classics from 9
okay.
until noon.
Okay, great. So he's one of the hosts. And then I know
Yes,
that
he
you
is.
say you like jazz, so Not So Moody Blues, that show is probably one of your favorites.
Yep, Jim. Jim is the host of the Not So Moody Blues, and that is also one of my favorite shows as well.
Okay, but I have to think your favorite show is Fast Tracks.
Fresh Tracks would
Fresh
be
Tracks,
the,
I'm sorry.
hey,
Maybe it's fast too, I don't know. Fresh Tracks, tell us about that.
Well, with Fresh Tracks, it's our brand new music interview show on WHFC. We're looking for Wednesday nights from 7 until 8, and we're hoping it'll begin in the next 1 to 2 weeks.
Okay.
With Fresh Tracks, my whole desire is to make it a platform, so to speak, for music artists who may have exposure or needs exposure. What my main interest is to give those artists the exposure that they need, because
Yeah.
there's a lot of very, very talented people in the county area and in the Maryland area, for that matter.
That's terrific. So you're really looking to connect the artists in the community through the radio station and the radio program. That's fantastic.
Yep, that's one of our main objectives.
Great. Okay, so that's going to be coming up. So people can listen to your call numbers again are 91.1, right?
Correct, yes.
But you can go online. WHFC911.org, and you can stream it if you can't, for some reason, get it on your. So I could be in Timbuktu and stream it online.
Yes,
right?
you could be. You could be in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, and you could still stream us.
Okay, so all right, so you do a lot of internships, which is incredible. You put all these great programs on the air, but you also then like to reach out to the community in very direct ways by attending public events. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we're trying to, make the station more visible, is what we're doing by attending some public events. We have one coming up on the 1st of June. We're going to be at the Bel Air Games in Bel Air, Maryland,
Right.
For Tabletop Day, and we're going to be helping them promote their event, and hopefully it'll garnish some more exposure for the station.
Yeah.
Our idea is to make the station more visible.
Right.
And that way, when people see us, they'll say, "Hey, who are those people? What are those call signs and
Yeah.
letters?"
Yeah.
And our whole idea is to get more people to tune in to the station.
And we're going to put up your website again. And one reason it's important to do that is you want people to tune in, you want people to know about you, because you are commercial free, and these
We are.
things don't come for free. So anyone who wants to make a donation is extremely helpful. It makes all these wonderful things you're doing possible, right? I guess so.
Yep. And the thing is that the majority of our resources financially comes from the listeners.
Okay.
And a lot of times people take for granted radio because they hear it.
It's there.
It's
You just
there.
turn it on, right.
Yeah, it's there, and they
Yeah.
listen to it in the car, and they
Okay.
think, I don't have to help, but
All right.
they absolutely do.
Well, listen, thank you so much. Kudos to you and good luck with your new show, Fresh Tracks, and all that you're doing at 91.1. Thanks so much.
Thank you
Matt.
so much for
All
having
right.
me. I appreciate it.
All right, and when we return, we'll learn about the efforts to preserve and restore the former Havre de Grace Color School and how you can help. But first, here's a glance at the County Arts Events calendar. When a community offers arts and cultural events, it attracts tourists and harnesses significant economic awards. 1/3 of the nation's arts attendees come from outside the county in which the event took place and spend twice as much as their local counterparts. As the first public high school for African American children in Harford County, the Havre Grace Colored School was originally built as a grammar school in 1910 at the intersection of Stokes and Alliance Streets. In 1954, when the students were moved to the consolidated schools, and later in 1965 to the integrated schools, the Havre Grace Colored School was sold and transformed into a medical office building. Fast forward to 2016, the building was put up for sale. Members of the Havre Grace community joined forces to raise the monies to purchase this historically significant building. Joining me to tell us all about their plans to turn the school into a museum and cultural center are Patricia Cole, president of the Havre Grace Colored School Foundation, and Brittany Powell, the foundation's assistant event coordinator. Welcome to you both.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, it's wonderful, and congratulations. You know, it's so great to see an instance like this where the community gets together and they make great things happen.
Yes, and like you mentioned, in 2016, the school was placed up for sale, and we gathered the community together, and they embraced us, and they came together with a vested interest in saving the school.
Right.
And so in 2018, we were able to raise the funds to do so.
Terrific.
Right.
All right, so you bought this school. Now, what are you going to do with it?
So we're going to convert it into a museum and cultural center. So our goal is to showcase all the history, not just about the colored schools in Harford County, but all of African American history throughout Harford County.
Which is a very rich history.
It's
is
a
it
very
not?
rich history.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
right.
you brought some beautiful photos. You have kind of a personal connection
right.
to this.
My father was in the graduating class of 1949, and if you see his picture, he's the third row.
There he is.
Right.
Right. So the second row from the top.
Right.
We tell folks the third gentleman, the handsome gentleman, third one from the right. That was your dad, and he
That
graduated.
was my dad,
That's
in
fantastic.
1949.
My
right.
goodness.
So it's a love of many of us. A lot of us who are on our committee, parents went to the school, aunts, uncles, and so it's really near and dear to a lot of our hearts.
I bet. So you, fortunately, you have some wonderful things also in ways of raising money and raising awareness in the community about getting involved in this project. And Brittany, that's where you come on board, correct?
Yeah.
So tell us about the event you have planning to help celebrate the school.
So this year is our third annual Arts, Wine, and Jazz Fest fundraiser. This year we'll be at the Scenic Susquehanna Lock House Museum right there by the banks of the Susquehanna River. We're fortunate again to be joined by Chandra Rise, and we'll also have the Straight Up Jazz Band there with us this year.
Okay.
It's a family-friendly event. Lots of local artisans, craftspeople, wineries, distilleries, breweries. So it'll be a really fun and relaxing event. You can bring your lawn chairs and blankets and enjoy a day down by the water.
Terrific. Okay, and now what date is this again? Just refresh my memory.
This is Saturday, August 3rd from 2 to 7 p.m.
Okay, now can you get tickets right there at the event? Should you go online? What's your suggestion? What's the best way?
You can go online and buy tickets in advance. We also have designated driver tickets available at a reduced rate, but you can also buy them there at the door as well.
Okay, all right. So we encourage people to do it. It's a very fun event. You say beautiful location, great music, and all kinds of wonderful crafts and food. And so this is not the only kind of fundraising that you're doing. I mean, it's a fun event, but you have a special fundraising campaign that's going to, does it kick off in 2020? Am I right about that?
Well, we're kicking it off now.
Oh, why not? That surprised me,
Right.
Pat. You're always quick there.
So the school was built in, the public high school was built in 1930. So 2020 will mark the 90th anniversary. So we're asking our supporters to donate $90 in honor of that 90-year milestone.
Yeah.
So our goal is to raise $90,000 by the end of 2020.
Okay.
So that's why we're kicking it off now.
And we're looking at a picture of the building. It looks like it has a beautiful brick facade, but it didn't look like that when it was built in 1910, correct?
Well, the 1910 building was a wood frame building, a 2-room classroom.
Wow.
So in 1930, when the parents and teachers got together and they petitioned the county to build a high school, they added then that brick portion of the building. It's a 4-room brick building.
Well, what I find interesting is I didn't know the history that there were, you know, the segregated schools, then the consolidated schools, and all
Yes.
the different things. So, will the museum be able to help tell that history and, you know, teach people, educate people about that whole past?
About the whole past, and I'll let Brittany tell a little bit more about
Yeah, we've been really excited. The community has really rallied around the school and a lot of our events, including the Havre Grace Middle School teachers and students.
Oh.
So last year they were heavily involved in a fundraising effort that helped us
Terrific.
raise the funds to purchase the building. And then this year, again, helping us fundraise as we gear up for this 90 for 90 campaign. The teachers and the students at the middle school have held different events, and the students are actually visiting the school as well, coming to the
Terrific.
school in the evening to hear the stories and meet with some of the teachers and students that were part of the Colored Schools history.
Well, it takes a village, right?
It takes a village, and these kids are really amazing. Last year, they actually raised over $4,000 in a
Really?
2-hour period.
That's
They
terrific.
came up with just innovative ways to come up with monies to help out with the purchase of the
Yeah.
school. So we're really happy to have that partnership.
Okay. Well, we're going to put your website up one more time so that
Okay.
people can get information about the big art and wine and jazz festival, but also if they want to get involved with your organization and be part of what is very exciting for Havre Grace and the Harford County in general. I want to thank you both
Thank you
for
so
your,
much.
your
Thank you
good
for
work,
having
and
us,
thanks for
yeah.
being here.
Right, thank you.
Oh, wait, there's more to come on Kaleidoscope, so don't go away. We will be right back. "67% of Americans believe the arts unify our communities regardless of age, race, and ethnicity, and 62% agree that the arts help me understand other cultures better, a perspective observed across all demographic and economic categories." Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. As the government-appointed local arts agency, the Harford County Cultural Arts Board is the premier local resource for arts organizations, for artists, and for you, our county residents. The board's mission is to preserve, enhance, and promote the culture of Harford County, Maryland. The Harford County Cultural Arts Board is recruiting volunteers and is looking for diverse perspectives to broaden their appreciation of the community and its needs. The board seeks enthusiastic individuals with a passion for the arts who are willing to commit time for monthly meetings, grant review sessions, and special events. If this sounds like a good fit for you or someone you know, contact Jessica Cleaver, coordinator of the Harford County Cultural Arts Advisory Board, for more information. If you support or are involved in the creative industries in any way, you don't want to miss the first annual Maryland Arts Summit, June 6th to the 8th. It includes sessions designed for artists, arts educators, administrators, board members, and volunteers, plus dozens of sessions for networking, dialogue, and learning. It's also a celebration, including the 2019 Individual Artist Awards Luncheon, the Maryland Heritage Awards, and an Artists Bazaar. Costs to attend are low. The location is nearby, less than an hour from Harford County on the campus of UMBC. And the Harford County Cultural Arts Board has grants available to support registration fees. For more information, go to mdarts.org. And finally, did you know that more than $100,000 in grant funds will be available for nonprofit organizations presenting or producing the arts in Harford County in fiscal year 2020? But you must apply. The Cultural Arts Board is now accepting applications. The deadline to apply is May 29th. For more information, go to culturalartsboard.org. And that wraps up today's program. Thank you for watching Kaleidoscope, produced in partnership with the Cultural Arts Board of Harford County and aired exclusively on Harford Cable Network. We hope you'll continue to tune into Harford County's Arts Connection. For Kaleidoscope, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier.